Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always following and supporting the channel. What do you think would happen when Deathstroke faces Homelander? In the world of superheroes, there are those who wear the mantle of gods, and there are those who are simply mercenaries. But what happens when we put two of the coldest killers ever to emerge from two opposing worlds on the scales? On one side stands an aging soldier whose eyes have witnessed every hell on Earth. On the other stands a false god whose Hollywood smile hides a cruel and childish soul. One side is the most dangerous assassin on the planet, the man who once brought down the Justice League through strategy and preparation, a super soldier with a brain enhanced to 10 times that of an ordinary human, Deathstroke the Terminator. On the other side is America's golden boy, the strongest being on the planet under Vought International, the most beloved superhero and also the most narcissistic and brutal Homelander. Deathstroke has no laser vision. Homelander has no backup plan. But when the old soldier's dagger meets the supposedly invulnerable skin of the false god, when the precision of a master tactician clashes with the destructive power of a demigod, who will walk away from the bloodbath? And the outcome will make you rethink the very definition of power. Let's go. Let's begin. To understand Deathstroke, you have to understand this. You are looking at Slade Wilson, a man who turned war into an art form, and that art was painted with the blood of some of the most powerful beings in the DC universe. He was not born with power, he created it himself. Slade Wilson was a soldier, one of the youngest men ever to achieve the rank of colonel in the United States Army. But war did not create him. War merely sharpened him. Everything changed when he volunteered for a secret military experiment, an attempt to create the ultimate super soldier without relying on magic or aliens. The serum transformed Slade's body, unlocking brain potential 10 times greater than that of an ordinary human while granting him superhuman strength, speed, and regenerative abilities. But that experiment also took away everything he loved, pushing him down the path of a cold-blooded killer. He took the name Deathstroke, the stroke of death. What makes Deathstroke terrifying is not his muscles, it is his mind. With 90% of his brain capacity activated, Slade can process information at the speed of a supercomputer, predict an enemy's movements before they even have time to think, and formulate complex strategies in an instant. He does not simply defeat his opponents, he defeats their weaknesses. He once faced the entire Justice League alone, a roster that included Superman, Flash, and Green Lantern, and nearly won, not through brute force, but by exploiting each of their critical vulnerabilities, neutralizing Flash's speed by placing his sword directly in the path of movement, attacking Green Lantern's pride, and using their own teammates as tactical hostages. For Deathstroke, every battle is a game of chess, and he is always 10 moves ahead. Slade Wilson is the pinnacle of combining superhuman physical abilities with tactical intelligence. Let us break down the skill set of this destroyer. Deathstroke is not as strong as Superman, but he is strong enough to bend steel with his bare hands, lift a small truck, and punch through reinforced concrete. His strength is at a superhuman level, roughly around 2 to 3 tons, enough to stand against opponents who are vastly stronger than him through sheer skill and technique. He can run faster than Olympic athletes, and his reflexes are so fast that he can slice bullets out of the air. But most importantly, he possesses an extraordinary healing factor. He can regenerate from critical injuries, including broken bones, severe blood loss, and even the loss of an eye. Although that eye will never grow back, he continues to live and fight like a wounded beast. He is not immortal, but he is incredibly difficult to kill. When it comes to tactical intelligence, this is Deathstroke's true superpower. With 90% of his brain capacity in use, he possesses strategic thinking that surpasses any computer. He can walk into a room and instantly analyze every threat, every escape route, every blind spot, and formulate a battle plan in less than a second. He is a master of every kind of weapon, from swords and firearms to explosives and martial arts. He defeated Green Arrow, one of the greatest marksmen in the world, through skill alone. He has beaten Batman in hand-to-hand combat. He does not simply fight, he controls the battlefield. He knows when to attack, when to retreat, and most importantly, he knows how to make his enemies defeat themselves. Deathstroke never enters a battle empty-handed. He possesses the Icon suit, one of the most advanced pieces of technology in the DC universe. This armor is not only bulletproof and impact resistant, it is also capable of absorbing and dispersing kinetic energy from incoming attacks. When struck, the armor redirects that energy into an energy field surrounding his body, making Slade nearly immune to physical and energy-based attacks up to a certain level. He also carries a vast arsenal of weapons, a promethium katana capable of cutting through most materials. Promethium in DC is an extremely rare metal with exceptional energy absorption properties and unmatched sharpness. He also carries pistols, grenades, and a bow staff. He is a living arsenal, and every item he carries serves a clear tactical purpose. Deathstroke is one of the most dangerous assassins in the world. With extensive combat experience, brilliant tactical intelligence, and a body enhanced far beyond human limits, he has faced countless formidable opponents. Deathstroke's most famous enemies are the Teen Titans. For many years, he continuously sought to defeat and manipulate this team of young heroes, especially Nightwing, who repeatedly thwarted his schemes. Their rivalry became one of DC's most iconic conflicts. In addition, Deathstroke has also battled Batman. Although neither possesses traditional superpowers, both are genius warriors, making every encounter between them an intense contest of strategy and skill. He has also clashed with Green Arrow, whose fighting style is completely different, yet who has always been capable of standing against the notorious mercenary. Beyond street-level heroes, Deathstroke has faced the Justice League, including icons such as Superman and Wonder Woman. Although he is often at a disadvantage against vastly more powerful superhumans, his ability to plan ahead and exploit his opponent's weaknesses ensures that he remains a serious threat to anyone who stands against him. I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel. It would help us tremendously, and you are absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. Now let us talk about Homelander, the man-made god. If Deathstroke is the product of discipline and war, then Homelander is the product of greed and deception. He is not a god. He is a laboratory experiment created by Vought International with the goal of turning him into a commercialized superhero. Raised in a laboratory like a test subject, Homelander never had a childhood and never experienced the love of parents. He grew up in isolation, surrounded by scientists who viewed him as nothing more than an asset. The result was a psychopath with the power of a demigod. Homelander is the leader of the Seven and the pride of America. On the surface, he is the embodiment of heroism. A dazzling smile, golden hair, and an American cape flowing behind him. But behind closed doors, he is a monster. He craves love and worship, yet possesses no genuine empathy for humanity. He sees people as ants, as toys created to satisfy his enormous and fragile ego. He has murdered innocent people simply because they annoyed him. He has sexually assaulted his teammates and killed anyone who dared threaten his position. What makes Homelander dangerous is not only his power, it is his psychological instability. He is a giant child armed with weapons of mass destruction, a narcissist so extreme that he believes every action he takes is justified. He has never truly had to fight for anything. No one on Earth in the boys' universe has ever been able to challenge him physically. He has never been seriously hurt, and has never had to learn how to fight an opponent on equal footing. That means he has never learned humility, respect for an adversary, or most importantly, how to deal with failure. And that is his fatal weakness. Homelander possesses power far beyond any other superhero in his universe, making him a big fish in a small pond. Homelander is powerful. Extremely powerful. He can effortlessly lift an airplane, tear apart a human body as if it were paper, and punch through virtually any material on Earth. He has killed Queen Maeve, one of the other strongest superheroes, and can withstand every conventional weapon without so much as a scratch. It is rumored that Vought tested every weapon on Earth against him, including nuclear bombs, and nothing was capable of injuring him. However, this is where the key point lies. The world of the boys does not have cosmic level attacks, magic, or true gods. Homelander's power has never been tested against genuinely supernatural forces. Homelander's eyes can emit incredibly powerful heat vision, strong enough to slice an airplane in half and melt metal in an instant. This is his deadliest ranged weapon, but it also reveals his lack of finesse. He uses it as an instinctive tool of destruction, rather than with true tactical control. When enraged, he sweeps his heat vision wildly instead of employing it with the precision and restraint of a seasoned warrior. Homelander can fly at supersonic speeds faster than fighter jets. This gives him an enormous mobility advantage on the battlefield. He can launch attacks from the air and evade ground-based assaults with ease. He can hear everything within miles and see through walls, except those made with zinc. This makes him extremely difficult to ambush, but it is also a psychological weakness because he is constantly overwhelmed by information and perpetually haunted by the whispers and opinions people have about him. Homelander is the leader of the Seven and is regarded as the most powerful superhero in the boys' universe. However, behind his perfect image lies a cruel man plagued by deep psychological instability. His greatest enemy is Billy Butcher. After Butcher's wife became a victim of Homelander's immoral actions, Butcher devoted his entire life to finding a way to destroy him. Their conflict is not merely a physical battle, but also a war, fueled by hatred and determination. Homelander has also clashed repeatedly with the boys, including Huey Campbell, Mother's Milk, Frenchie, and Kimiko. Although none of them possess power comparable to his, they rely on intelligence, courage, and daring plans to stand against this terrifying symbol. In addition, Soldier Boy became one of Homelander's most dangerous opponents. When the truth about their blood relationship was revealed, their confrontation quickly evolved into a violent family tragedy. Maeve, once one of Homelander's closest teammates, ultimately turned against him when she could no longer tolerate his cruelty and authoritarian behavior. These enemies do more than challenge Homelander's strength. They expose the decay hidden beneath the superhero image he works so hard to maintain. Arrogance, a lack of real combat experience, psychological fragility. These are weapons that no heat vision can compensate for. He has never truly been forced to face an enemy who genuinely knows how to fight. This is an execution. But to understand why, we need to analyze the fight as objectively and thoroughly as possible. Deathstroke has been hired to eliminate Homelander. He has had time to study the target, analyze his strengths and weaknesses, and prepare a plan. This is how Slade Wilson always operates. Homelander, with his aggressive and arrogant nature, will be the one to attack first. He may charge in at supersonic speed and throw a punch with all of his strength. Deathstroke, with a brain that processes information 10 times faster than a normal human and superhuman reflexes, will see that punch coming from miles away. Literally. He's dodged bullets before. He has predicted the movements of Flash before. A straightforward punch from someone with no real combat technique like Homelander is an easy problem to solve. Slade will dodge it, but the problem is that Homelander is far too powerful. Even if he avoids the direct hit, the shockwave from the missed punch would be enough to destroy everything around it. This is where the Icon suit comes into play. It will absorb the kinetic energy from the shockwave, protecting Slade from the secondary damage. Homelander will be surprised. For the first time in his life, there is someone he cannot hit. He will continue attacking, perhaps with his heat vision, but Deathstroke has prepared for this. He has done his research. He knows Homelander has heat vision. He will bring countermeasures or use the surrounding environment to redirect it. More importantly, Homelander uses his heat vision emotionally, sweeping across a wide area instead of focusing on a precise point. Slade will keep moving, using the surrounding architecture as cover and forcing Homelander to give chase. This is the critical point. Deathstroke is not just fighting Homelander's body, he is fighting his ego. Slade Wilson is a master of psychological manipulation. He will start talking. He will mock Homelander. Is this really all you've got? A god who cannot even hit an old man? Every word Slade speaks will be like a knife stabbing into Homelander's fragile ego. He will become angry and lose control. When someone powerful but undisciplined becomes angry, they start making mistakes. He will charge in blindly, no longer thinking tactically. Deathstroke will lure Homelander into a trap that has already been prepared. He knows Homelander possesses superhuman hearing, so he may have equipped himself with a device that emits high-frequency sound waves capable of causing intense pain, one of the known weaknesses of superheroes in the boys' universe, as seen in measures used against individuals like Kimiko and other suits. A sonic bomb activated at the right moment would leave Homelander stunned and disoriented for a brief instant. The moment Homelander loses his bearings, Deathstroke will launch the killing strike, but can his sword actually harm Homelander? This is the central question. In the boys' universe, no conventional weapon has ever been shown to make Homelander bleed. However, we need to examine the available evidence. Queen Maeve, whose strength is inferior to Homelander's, was able to bruise him and make his nose bleed with a metal object in some comic versions or with her fists in the television adaptation. This suggests that Homelander's skin is not absolutely invulnerable to attacks delivered by beings with superhuman strength. Deathstroke, who possesses the strength to lift several tons, can concentrate all of that force onto a single point along the edge of his Prometheum sword, a metal capable of cutting through matter at the atomic level. Under those circumstances, he would have a legitimate chance of piercing Homelander's skin. Do not forget that Prometheum in DC has injured beings far more durable than Homelander, but Slade does not rely solely on his sword. He is a master anatomist. He knows exactly where to strike. The eyes, the throat, the joints. He will not waste his effort trying to slash across the chest. He will target anatomical weak points. A precise stab through the eye socket, where there is no muscle or thick skin protecting the area, would go straight into the brain. A cut to the Achilles tendon could cripple mobility. Deathstroke specializes in defeating opponents who are stronger than he is by exploiting blind spots. The battle unfolds. Homelander, driven into a rage by the taunts, charges at Deathstroke inside an abandoned factory. Slade activates the sonic device, and Homelander clutches his head in agony. In that moment, Slade emerges from the shadows, not from the front, but from behind. The one direction Homelander never believed he needed to defend. A perfectly placed sword strike, backed by the full strength and speed of a super soldier, drives directly into the cervical vertebrae where the skull connects to the spine. Or, a Prometheum dagger shoots straight into the eye while Homelander is disoriented. The fight ends not with a massive explosion, but with the stunned groan of a false god who never believed he could be hurt. This is a victory for Deathstroke. Not an easy victory, but a victory that is highly achievable under the right tactical circumstances. Homelander is a bully. He is powerful in a world where no one is capable of standing against him. He has never had to fight for his survival. He has never had to face real pain, real failure, or an opponent who is smarter, faster, and more disciplined than he is. When confronted by someone like Deathstroke, a man who has spent his entire life fighting and killing beings stronger than himself, Homelander will break mentally before he breaks physically. He will not understand why his power is not working. He will panic when he sees his own blood for the first time, and in that panic, he will make a fatal mistake. Deathstroke is a warrior. He has no ego on the battlefield. He does not need to prove that he is stronger. He only needs to complete the mission, eliminate the target. He will use every advantage, every weakness, and every dirty trick available to achieve that goal. He has faced opponents hundreds of times more powerful than Homelander, both in terms of strength and intelligence, and walked away victorious. Compared to dealing with a Justice League filled with gods, taking down an oversized winged child like Homelander with all the necessary preparation is simply another day at work for Slade Wilson.
And that is our analysis of the showdown between the aging mercenary and the false god. What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you on Team Deathstroke with the cold edge of his blade, or Team Homelander with his devastating gaze? If you enjoy intense and in-depth battle breakdowns like this, do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do not miss any future battles across the universe. And be sure to keep following us. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again in the next brutal clash.